All right. All right, AJT Jungle. We are getting started with our Futures Traders Academy, Future Trading Academy. Um, and like I said before, this comes out of the necessity I felt um, based on the traders that I was helping that started with me. They can't seem to get to making money. They can pass evals but can't get to the payout window in their performance paying accounts. And it's basically because they don't have the foundation. And that's what happens to a lot of traders that are trying to do this. They don't have the foundation. Now, eventually, they'll get it if they try long enough or if they run into the right person. But working with everybody that I've been working with, everybody has the same issue. I can do the evals, I can pass the evals, but I can't make it to payout. Okay. And so that's kind of the issue that we're having. And that's what this academy is going to address. We're going to go from A to Z. A to Z. But we've got to build that foundation first. You got to understand what you're getting into. So, prop trading firms are specialized companies that trade the markets using their own funds. So the prop firm is actually putting up their funds and they have other people trading it, so that they can make money. Now they're distinct from traditional investment firms where, we invest our money like in our 401k or mutual funds or something like that. They don't rely on client capital. And I got allegedly here because, some of the capital, a lot of the capital that they get, that they turn around and put into the market is from us when we pay the fees. And we continue to pay the fees and we keep, having to reset. But that's why I put allegedly there. So a person looking to trade with a prop firm, you've got to possess strong risk management skills and the discipline to operate within the strategic rules of the firm. Each prop firm has different rules. Some will fit you better than others. But the bottom line is you have to develop strong risk management skills and the discipline. Most people don't have that going in. Okay, most people do not have that going in. And the eval process actually is designed to help you develop it if you use it the right way. Okay, if you use it the right way, it's designed to help you develop it. So, one of the big things that I want to do here is to help you learn how to use the rules and everything governing these prop firms. So, futures prop firm trading, it's become wildly popular with beginner traders, where you can tap into different markets, equity indices like what we trade, or commodities sometimes. I like to trade gold futures sometimes. And, if you do Forex, it's, well, not really Forex, but, foreign currency exchanges. Same thing. But prop firms do that. Now, like I said before, if prop firms were set up like this when I first started, I likely would have gone that route. And I think it would have helped me develop faster. Because it had, they have these rules that can seem a little unfair and can seem like it's designed to keep you from reaching your goals. But it's all designed to help you develop a strong risk management. Help you develop strong risk management and discipline. Because if you ever start trading with your own money, you're going to wish you had it. All right, so what futures contracts allow the trader to do, it allows for leveraging of positions, which can magnify both your gains and your losses. Okay, so and here's the way it was when I first started trading, which is why I didn't go to the prop firm route. Prop firms at that time, you had to go through their extensive training program. You had to buy their training program first. Go through that. And then they set you up in, the training account, which you had to pay for. And you had to pass the test and the training before they, got you to where you would be getting paid. Okay, they don't do that anymore. They still have the training programs up there, but they don't require you to go through it. And so that just makes for a lot of traders coming in and not doing well. Okay, that's what happens. So, and yeah, it's designed for them to make more money. It's designed for them to make more money. So now they've come to the point where, okay, good, we've set you up. You get all the tools that you need to be successful, and it's on you to learn. Okay, you can buy this. You can do our eval process. Here's the links to all of our education. It's your responsibility to learn. Now, if you don't learn and you just keep pumping money into us, don't get mad at me. That's basically what they're saying. And if you get to success nowadays, you're still trading in a simulated account, but it's upgraded to performance paying, meaning they will pay you for your performance. And that's what everybody's trying to get to. And that's where we're having trouble, getting to that. Getting to performance paying. And a lot of these, they may have their own Discord that you could go to and participate in, ask questions, and all of that. So they have a community where you can learn and grow, but you're one in the number. You can't get the individualized attention that you may need, and that's where I come in. I'm here to be able to give you the individualized attention that you may need, but just like anything else, you got to put in the work. We can't get on a meeting and you sit back and wait for me to tell you stuff. That's not mentoring. Okay, you have to be putting in the work, and I'm going to be helping you develop your skills, develop the right mindset, as you go through what you're doing. That's the big difference between what I do and what you see a lot of these guys do on YouTube and Discord and all of that. Not saying that that's bad, because it's not. And I'm going to share several of them that you guys can check out here at the end. All right. But this is a very lucrative sector within the financial industry. And we engage in trading contracts, for future delivery of assets. So next time we're going to talk more about what an actual futures contract is, so you understand what you're trading. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it, but in order to get into the trading component, you've got to understand what you're trading. And because of that, people not understanding, they're still thinking that this is a stock, this is an equity, and they're trying to trade it as such, and it doesn't. Even though it seemingly works that way, it doesn't. It's a totally different mindset, totally different game. So it relies on proprietary strategies to capitalize on market movements, and it involves significant understanding of futures contracts, just like I said, and the proprietary firms, how your firm works. This is where a lot of people get messed up. So let's say you're trading $150,000 account. Well, of course, they're not going to give you 150 grand. You're going to get an account that says it has $150,000, and you're going to know how much leverage you have, how much you can trade with that account. All right. And most of them will give you 100% up to a certain point, and then you go to 90%. Okay. And then you have to pay a monthly fee for, being able to use their platform, or the ability to make money from them. But in this model, traders, you access a larger pool of capital than you typically could, and it increases your potential to make a lot of money. That's why you see a lot of these guys that are streaming, they're making a lot of money because they've got to the point where they're able to pull from a larger pool of money. They may not be funded. They may just be trading the eval accounts, and they're actually designated as performance, and they're getting paid for their performance. But you're getting paid regardless. So firms attract prospective traders by providing the resources they need, like technology, the funding, albeit simulated, and everything is kind of based on how the firm sets up their policy and your ability to work within it. But bottom line, these prop firms offer unique opportunities for prospective traders. It has the ability to access significant capital, again, albeit simulated, but you're able to be paid once you pass the eval and you're in a performance paying status. You'll still be able to get paid, and you're using the best platforms. Okay, you're not having to pay to access the best platforms. Most of them you'll get it for free. So understanding how to get started in all of this is crucial, because if you jump in blind, it's gonna be some people never make it. They jump in blind and it just becomes too clouded, and they just can't see the end. And I don't want you guys to end up like that. So futures contracts are, and this is just a basic definition, they're standard agreements to buy or sell a specific asset at a predetermined price on a specific futures date. So these futures contracts, they do have expirations. And that's one thing you have to pay attention to when you're trading them. Because if you're starting to trade and you go into trades on contracts that are reaching expiration or that may be at expiration, you could lose a lot of money, or you could lose your account because you're not in the right contract. So you've got to understand that these contracts do have expiration dates. And once they're close to expiration, you'll see the volume drop, or at expiration, the volume will be dropped, and you may be stuck in some stuff. Spread on it between the bid and ask is real big. It could get real ugly. But these contracts are traded on an exchange, with commodities, currencies, and the things like the S&P futures, the NASDAQ futures, the Russell futures, all of that. Okay, so traders use futures contracts to hedge against a price risk or to speculate price movements. Only thing is, we're not doing it long term. We're doing it intraday. So we're looking at trading this and getting and working through this on an intraday basis. Okay, because most of these firms do not allow you to hold overnight. Okay, so a key feature of these contracts is leverage. And that's what we have to be aware of. It allows us to control larger positions with a relatively smaller account. This is kind of an example. 150K account. You know how much profit you're gonna get. The cost of how much a month you're gonna have to pay. All right. But in this model, you get to access a larger pool of capital than you probably would. You probably wouldn't have enough money to trade 10 futures contracts or 50 micros. You probably wouldn't have enough capital. But here you're given the capital, and again, albeit sometimes simulated, but you can get paid from it. Okay, you can get paid from it. And it increases your potential to gain. And again, you get good resources, technology, and funding. So it boils down to being able to choose the right trading firm. So you've got to assess various, attributes like Apex, Take Profit Trader, My Funded Futures. There's some reputable names in the prop trading space. Now, Apex, I know, is taking a hit because of, them cracking down on their payouts. But people are still pulling money from them. That's doing it the right way. And that's why it's important to understand what you're getting into. All right, so I've got Take Profit Trader accounts that I'm working with. My Funded Futures. I don't have that yet. I actually, was it Bullicky? I can't remember right now, but I'm going to be using it versus My Funded Futures. But they are reputable names, and I'm going to give you a resource that you can use here, as we get further into this, or toward the end. But here's what you need to look for. How much capital you can trade with. What are their limitations as to what they're giving you, even in a simulated account. Okay, what's the profit sharing percentage? Like most now, up to $10,000 to $25,000, you keep 100% of the first, and then after that, you keep 90% of the rest. What type of trading instruments do they use? Now, some of them you can only do Forex. Some only do futures. Some will do all three, where you can do equities, futures, and Forex. But you get the best. You also want to pick the ones that give you access to the best trading platforms like TraderVate, Ninja Trader, TradingView. Some of the best out there. That's not all, but you're not stuck trading with some Mickey Mouse platform. Okay, a big one. Before you start, make sure you understand the eval process. Okay, I understood the apex, understood how that gets. Bullinox is pretty much similar to apex in the way it's set up. But when I moved over to Take Profit Trader, and they have a $500 a day max loss, I was thinking, well, if I hit it, they shut me down and I get to come back tomorrow, and I can trade until I either make it or lose all of 1,500. No, I didn't read it right. If they stop you out when you reach a $500 max loss, you're done. Okay, you have to pay to reset, which is more than what it costs to get the account. So you end up having to just get another account anyway. But you want to make sure you understand the eval process so it doesn't cost you any extra money or cause you, any frustration. Understand what the trading challenge is. What rules surround it. You want to make sure you read all of that. Now, guys, we're going to go through it. When we start, I'm going to start with the Take Profit Trader account. And we're going to go through. And we'll be doing it in the room. In this room. This live. This is the Futures Trading Room. So we'll be going through it. Everything you need to know. Everything you need to be aware of. How the trading challenge works. What your targets are. What the risk parameters are. Okay, but like with anybody, Apex or whatever, they have an evaluation process. What you need to show profitability without surpassing set risk thresholds. Now, Apex doesn't have a consistency part on there, and I don't know if they're going back to it or not. I know for a long time it was just one day. Before it was 7 days. So people would Hail Mary one day, pass their eval, and then go into funded or not funded, their performance paying accounts, and they never can make it to 10 days. They barely make it 3 days because they didn't develop any consistency when they first started out with the eval accounts. So all of these are gonna have, you have to meet specific objectives. Like I said before, when I first started trading, 13, 14 years ago, you had to go through an extensive training process. And sometimes it would be thousands of dollars you'd have to pay up front to go through it. And there was no guarantee that you would be funded or be able to make, get paid for your abilities. All right, but, and I've said this before, these companies, it may seem on the surface that, hey, they're just out to take your money. They're really looking for these diamonds in the rough. There's only going to be one out of several thousand that's going to have the ability to make money the way a prop firm needs. My mentor runs a prop firm. He's got his own prop firm. I can't trade with him because I can't follow the rules that he has. I tried it. I just can't do it. So, and that's why, and it's not a public one, it's private. So when he recruits traders. So, but that's a different thing. These are bringing anybody in off the street that wants to come in and try. And they're giving you an opportunity to be a part of this. And like I said before, this is pretty easy to get involved in it. Now, to pass it and be successful, no. But to get involved in it, yes, relatively easy. All right. So you got to understand that you are dealing with, albeit simulated, you're dealing with capital that could provide an income for you. Okay, which is different than playing Monopoly. Okay, you may be trading with play money, but if you perform, the firm will pay you. If you follow their rules the right way. That's why it's really important. And again, that's what I said. They provide with simulated funded accounts, and it's basically a tool that allows you to trade larger positions, make some money without risking your own capital. I mean, you're not risking the firm's capital because you're still in a simulated account. But they're willing to pay you, and if you get to a certain point where you're making some good money, they may look at funding you. All right, so the capital requirements, one thing that we're going to look at is how much you need to keep in your account to, stay above water. So if you're dealing with a $25,000 account and you can only lose up to $1,500, let's say that's the most. Guess what? That's all you're starting with. That's all the money that you have to trade with is $1,500. If you're dealing with Apex or Bullinox, then you're dealing with a trailing drawdown in which you actually have less than that. Based on how you trade. So these are things that we're gonna focus on and kind of talk about as we do this. Okay, I want to make sure that I can walk you through the whole process, and we're going to be doing that, going through the whole process. We're going to be starting with the account, the eval account, going through it, going through the funding process, getting money, and then we're starting over. But we'll be trading our profit paying account alongside of another eval account. So those that got lost along the way can start over. Here's the beauty of it. I'm trading the eval account the same way I would trade my performance paying account. There's going to be no difference. And that's what you're going to see. And that's, what the lesson that I'd be trying to get through to everybody. All right. So we have to maintain our capital requirements. And they have different rules. That's why it's important for you to understand how these things work. Two key considerations in managing your capital is going to be risk management, which they pretty much have it built in for you. You just have to adhere to it. If you don't adhere to the policies, you lose your account. But by providing leverage and funded accounts, prop firms are giving you the opportunity to make money. But in the same token, they're stressing the importance of managing your capital and protecting you against market volatility and losses. It's really what we need to do. It's what we need to learn. And the only reason I was able to move into this as quickly as I could is because I learned this and developed this trading stocks. And so I was able to adapt it and understand, hey, I'm working with a different set of rules. And I actually liked that. Call me crazy, but I actually like that. All right. So, like I promised you, here are some YouTube channels you can look at. Okay, this person on Futures Trading with Kellyanne, she has a list of all the futures prop firms out there. She ranks them and she changes them from week to week based on information she gets. So if you look at her thing now, Apex is at the bottom because of everything that they've been dealing with. Even though Apex is still a reputable prop firm, performance-wise, they're at the bottom because of what they're dealing with. Take Profit Trader is at the top of her list. And I actually like Take Profit Trader better. It is more expensive. There is a sale going on now, but it is more expensive. And it not that much more expensive. Maybe $50 with the discount. But I like it better. And Monday we are starting with a brand new one. We're starting with a brand new one, and we'll be going over everything that we need to know about the eval process so that you guys stay out of trouble and you can grow. And I'm going to give you on Monday, I'm going to give you the strategy that we're going to be using that I think is perfect for all brand new futures traders. It's almost like a can't miss deal. But also you've got Alpine Trader. I've known this guy for years and years and years. Not personally, but as far as, watching his growth. From the time he was trading and doing videos, years and years ago with equities, and how he's blown up with futures. He does a live stream, not every day, but most days. He does have things that he does, businesses that he has, and, he's not glued to this every day. But he's somebody you can watch and see how he trades, the mindset that he has, and all of that. Another one, Patrick Whelan, another guy that's been doing YouTube videos for years and years and years. Started with equities, penny stocks back in the day, and is now a killer options trader. This is something that this is another one you can look at. And then he has some videos, and you could get good information from all of these guys. And like I said, the big difference between me and them, I'm focused on just having a smaller group. and those that need, individual help or more focused help trying to reach their goals. I'm a teacher by profession. It's what I like doing, and being able to merge it with trading, has been, the best thing. All right, so that's going to wrap it up today. I wanted to lay the groundwork so you can understand what we're getting into. Monday morning here in the futures room, we will, start with the bowling knots. What's bowling knots, not bowling knots. Oh, I'm on some pretty strong medication, which is why I'm not actually trading. Um, until I get whatever, uh, not virus, but infection out of my blood that's in there. But too much information. But we'll be starting with Take Profit Trader. And like I said, we're going to go over the rules of the eval, some tricks and tips that you're going to need to follow. And like I said, this is not just in the morning. I trade futures at night. I trade them at night. Sometimes I wake up at 2, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, around 8, around 8 o'clock on the future side. I'm gonna be missing Benzinga pre-market prep, but the futures market opens at 6 o'clock every evening, 6 o'clock Eastern, and it closes at 5 o'clock the next day. 5 o'clock in the night. 5 o'clock in the evening the next day. So it runs 23 hours a day. Now you can't trade it, or you can, but there are optimal times to trade futures when volume comes in. Sometimes throughout the night there's no volume. But like when the markets are active, Asian markets, European markets, can spark some volume and volatility in the futures market. So I'm doing that throughout the night. All right. No. We start Monday morning, giving everybody time to, if you want to get an account, I believe the discount is still on. I've got a link. I don't know where the hell it is. They gave me an affiliate link, and I don't know where the hell it is. Shoot. That I think the 50% discount is still in play. Let me grab it for you real quick before we go. And Yeah, I'm gonna grab it before we go, and you can see it. So if you want, that's the first account we're gonna do. We're gonna do a couple of them. We'll go back to Apex or either bowling knots. I can't remember which one I'm gonna go to first. They're both the same, and maybe Apex, cause still waiting on bowling knots to get on Tradeovate and Ninja Trader and all of that. But all right. But yeah, I'm still trading Apex, but we will get to still trading Apex, but all right. So this is the take profit trader. This is their referral code. So yeah, I got it. Yeah, I remember. Um, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. But you know, he overcame all of that stuff, and he does really good trading futures. Yep. But yeah, I remember that situation with him. But but like he learned from it, like everybody else. We all make mistakes. We learn from it. We grow, and then we move on. We can't let it define us the rest of our lives. So, and he probably has more people watching him than anybody else. So, Patrick Whelan, this guy right here. These are the two guys that I know that are really, really good. Um, and this young lady is really good with rating these prop firms, and whenever there's a red flag or something, she's really good about pointing it out and keeping you informed. So that's why I'm sharing this. I mean, I'm not, like I say, I'm a teacher first, and if there's some resources that I think can help you, I don't care, you know, because there's no way I'm in competition with them. I'm just a lowly teacher here, trying to keep my class sizes small. Ironically, that's what I used to do when I was when I was teaching in the classroom. That was my biggest fight. Keep my classes small enough so that I can actually be effective. Because when you had too many kids in the class, you weren't that effective because you had too many distractions. All right, so I'm going to stop this recording and I'll get it uploaded.